This week needs help. We all know that. I can't work miracles, but let me see what I can do. What a challenge I face. I've got to sort out Brexit, fix the housing situation, and on top of all that, this week have put me in Michael's favourite fancy dress outfit. It's a good job I've got superhero resilience. I bet Theresa May wishes she had some superpowers as she attempts to push through Brexit with a divided country and party. That said, her big speech last week was well received, and she returned to the House of Commons with a surprising confidence.
We are close to agreement on the terms of a time-limited implementation period to give governments, businesses and citizens on both sides time to prepare for our new relationship, and I am confident we can resolve our remaining differences in the days ahead. Now we must focus on our future relationship. A new relationship that respects the result of the referendum, provides an enduring solution, protects people's jobs and security, is consistent with the kind of country we want to be, and strengthens our union of nations and people.
I sympathise with Theresa May. Fighting the forces of negativity is hard work. And this week, her European friends revealed their lack of optimism as they published their draft negotiation guidelines.
Our agreement will not make trade between the UK and the EU frictionless or smoother. It will make it more complicated and costly than today for all of us. This is the essence of Brexit. A pick and mix approach for a non-member state is out of the question.
I wonder what he could mean. Spreadsheet Phil made it clear the government wants to protect the city and could reject any trade deal that doesn't include financial services.
We do not expect the same relationship we have today across all areas of activity in financial services. Trade-offs should be expected, and the industry will change. But we should ensure that the future partnership strengthens European stability and prosperity rather than weakening it.
He's looking to a TTIP type deal. Now, TTIP, after 3.5 years of negotiation, collapsed. But in addition to that, what TTIP did, it actually took powers away from Parliament and gave it to corporate lawyers. So this flies in the face of everything that people voted for in the referendum. This is not the way to go.
The Saudi prince's state visit to the UK has caused a few raised eyebrows. It came as no surprise in Westminster that Jeremy Corbyn, a passionate critic of the regime, used PMQs to make it clear he thought it was wrong to roll out the red carpet. However, Theresa May successfully maintained the party line.
Mr. Speaker, it cannot be right that her government is colluding in what the United Nations says is evidence of war crimes. Will the Prime Minister use her meeting today with the Crown Prince to halt the arms supplies and demand an immediate ceasefire in Yemen?
Yeah. We are all concerned about the appalling humanitarian situation in Yemen and the effect it is having on people, particularly the effect it's having on women and children. When I went to Saudi Arabia in December, I met with the Crown Prince. I raised with him then the need to open the port of Hodeidah to humanitarian and commercial supplies. I'm pleased to say that Saudi Arabia then did just that. This vindicates the engagement that we have with Saudi Arabia to be able to sit down with them.
Is that Captain America, the human pinnacle of perfection I can see in the distance? Oh, it's just clumsy old Boris. And when the Foreign Secretary had to address Parliament on the sensitive issue of the poisoning of a former Kremlin double agent, he seemed unsure whether to go for broke or exercise diplomatic restraint.
While it would be wrong to prejudge the investigation, I can reassure the House that should evidence emerge that implies state responsibility, then Her Majesty's government will respond appropriately. Russia, I'm afraid, is now in many respects a malign and disruptive force. Thinking ahead to the World Cup this July, this summer, I think it will be very difficult to imagine that UK representation at that event could go ahead in the normal way.
Where is my lasso of truth?
These people have been used by the foreign media for an anti-Russian campaign. It's a traditional campaign. The tradition is to make things up. We can only see it as a provocation.
Whoops, I probably shouldn't have done that, seeing as we need all the bricks and mortar we can get. There was certainly no shortage of these when the Prime Minister delivered her warning to developers not to restrict the housing supply this week. Now, where is that woman who looks as if she's stuck up a chimney?
But it's also time for builders and developers to step up and do their bit. The bonuses paid to the heads of some of our biggest developers are based not on the number of homes they build, but on their profits or share price. In a market where lower supply equals higher prices, that creates a perverse incentive, one that does not encourage them to build the homes we need.
Right, this week, I've completed my challenge. Next time you can call Supergran or Banana Man. I'm off to Lulu's to raise a toast to International Women's Day. Are you coming, Andrew and Michael? Drinks are on you.